What's up, YouTube? Here are my trucks for the upcoming Sub 4 RA truck series. I went with the solid muscle Hot Wheels trucks, as I like this casting, and they're just kind of cool looking trucks that I think can be made into some pretty good looking NASCAR trucks. I like the layout of the black truck, so I didn't really mess with it all that much. I just put some numbers on it, and I did take it apart and added some go fast parts, but other than that, the red one had the base I wanted for what I wanted to do, so I decided to take the red one apart and attempt my first custom job. I started by drilling out the post with a 9/64 drill bit. This post was pretty stubborn, and I actually had to go to a 13/64 to get the post out. One thing I had to be careful about was drilling too deep into the rear post that went into the bed, as it's really short. I actually had to modify the screw when I put it back together and cut it in half so I didn't drill into the bed. Once I had it all apart, I used Citris paint stripper to strip the paint. After waiting about 10-15 minutes, all the paint lifted off, and this actually did a fantastic job of getting the paint off. It was down to bare metal after stripping the paint. After getting all the paint removed, I used plastic coat primer to prime the truck, and then I put it in the oven at 220 degrees for 20 minutes to help cure the primer before painting it. I used Testors Gloss Competition Orange to paint the truck. This was actually my third time painting this truck, as I just wasn't able to get the paint the way I wanted it. More so my fault than the paint's fault, as I didn't wait long enough for the paint to cure before I tried to wet sand it and ended up ruining it twice. I finally got it halfway decent, and as frustration set in, I realized this truck was going to be spending more time on the track, so it didn't have to be perfect. As you can see, the decal didn't turn out too well. Got these decals off of eBay, and they're inkjet decals, which I used too much water initially, and the decals started fading and falling apart. Again, more my fault than the decal's fault. I removed this one and put a new one on that actually looks a lot better. Once all the decals are on, I sprayed it again with Testors clear coat, about 3 coats, polished it and waxed it. Polishing it got most of the orange peel out. There's still some, but it actually turned out pretty well. I was pleased with it. I painted the wheels to match the body and put it back together, which I think it all came together pretty well. I actually got my inspiration for this after watching wheelsNThangs custom Dukes of Hazzard General Lee build. If you haven't seen this video, go check it out. So here it is all put together. I'm extremely happy with the way it turned out, especially for it being my first custom build. I made a bed cover that had the flag on it, and I thought it looked alright, but I think it kind of threw off the aesthetics of the vehicle. I kind of liked it better without it, so I decided to go without the bed cover. I think it turned out to be a pretty decent concept of the General Lee in a truck form, and hopefully, ultimately, I hope it wins me some races. Oh yeah, the black truck. Well, I ended up just putting some stickers on it. I did take it apart and painted the rims. I added some go fast parts to it, and hopefully this will also win me some races. So I think these both turned out pretty well, especially for being my first time customizing or attempting to customize. Let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching.